Today I want to talk about something that many people carry, but they don't ever have the language for it. And this topic is the neglected child. The neglected child didn't get his or her needs met in childhood, and it carries this hollowness, this emptiness into adulthood, and ends up getting into really difficult situations and struggles with relationships and is needy and desperate to be loved and cared for, but doesn't quite know how to do this. Now, the neglected child isn't necessarily a child that was constantly physically abandoned. This child will have had its emotional needs disregarded or ignored. This child will have not had consistent emotional safety. This child learned early on that their needs did not matter or that their needs were too much. It also learned that love was unpredictable and that any kind of protection from its parents could not be relied upon. Now, when this happens, the nervous system adapts accordingly, and it does something that's very intelligent. It learns to scan the environment to be hypervigilant. It learns to watch for other people's moods and anticipate things. It becomes very good at not needing too much. But hypervigilance isn't actually the root of the problem, it's just the mask. Because underneath hypervigilance is an unconscious need for safety, a hunger for safety and unconditional love and acceptance, a longing to be held in someone's mind, to be held physically, to be protected without having to earn it, and to be allowed to just rest, to just relax, without actually fearing a loss or a punishment of some sort. Many adults live in this very empty, hollow ache of not having had proper mothering, proper parenting. And this emptiness comes from the fact that this individual was never properly held emotionally. When this adult was a child, he or she always learned that they had to stay safe, that they had to control the environment in order to receive some form of attention, some form of love. But this was never real, caring, unconditional love. This was little scraps of love that were then immediately taken away the minute the child didn't do something that they should have done. When a young child has been neglected, instead of learning trust, the body and mind learned compliance. Instead of learning rest and safety and relaxation, the body learned to constantly be alert. When the body is hypervigilant and has learned to be in this constant state of monitoring and controlling and being alert, is not helped with just knowledge, with just insight, with just talking. It needs to have a bottom-up approach to healing, which means that it needs to be healed in a somatic way, because actually it's the body that holds the trauma. It's easy to understand your childhood, to name your trauma, to analyze all the different patterns of behaviors that you learned in order to adapt, but you will still feel unsafe in your body if you do not teach your body how to come out of this constant state of hypervigilance. Because trauma is not stored as a story, it is stored in a state in the body, which means that in order to heal the trauma, you need to get closer to the nervous system. This is why somatic work is essential, and there are many different things you can do in order to help yourself feel better. Now, this doesn't only go for the neglected child, this also can help anybody who's experienced childhood trauma. Any type of trauma in childhood needs to be dealt with through the body, through stabilizing the body, through doing different somatic exercises which reach the parasympathetic state in order to help the body calm down, in order to help the nervous system come back to where it needs to be in order to feel safe. So it's important to be aware of the different things that we can do in order to help our bodies feel safe. So one of them is bilateral work. Anything that uses both sides of the brain can be very soothing for someone that has trauma. So that's why when you go for a walk, you may notice that you already start feeling a bit better. So make sure that you do exercises that involve a lot of bilateral stimulation. So this is a very good one that I briefly talked about in another video, which is called bilateral butterfly tapping. And you just tap left, right, and you do this for about 3 to 5 minutes, and it can really help your body come back down to parasympathetic state. Now, other things you can do are yoga. Even if it is just 5 minutes of stretching daily, stretching your body can very much help you soothe that overactivation to bring it back down to equilibrium. Unfortunately, the body does not heal through logic alone. It doesn't heal with us just going in our heads and analyzing everything. We need to actually take physical action and do somatic things that help. And the more consistently you do some of these exercises, the more used to them your body becomes. This consistency is what helps you. This is what helps your body feel safe. And if your body feels safe, then your mind becomes more relaxed as well. Safety is not something that's outside of yourself. It's something that you can generate yourself by helping your body. The best thing you can do is to start consistently doing certain activities that help your body go into parasympathetic state. And I'm going to go through a really quick list here, and then you can do your own research and looking these activities up and seeing which 3 or 4 of these you'd like to try out at first and see which one helps you feel better. So like I mentioned before, gentle yoga and stretching is very good because it helps release tension. It gives the body a chance to pause, and it invites the nervous system to come out of fight or flight and into rest. Bilateral tapping or rhythmic movement, so walking, butterfly, bilateral tapping activity. Now, orienting is something else you can do where you simply just sit in the room and you look around at certain objects in the room, and this helps you come back into the present moment. Other things you can do are humming, singing, or even chanting. Any vocal vibration stimulates the vagus nerve through the throat, and it helps the body shift into a calmer state. Another thing is self-holding or any sort of self-contact. You can put a hand on your chest and one on your belly. You can hug yourself. You can give yourself a big, big hug. All of these things create a felt sense of containment, which you may not be used to. You may have not had this at all growing up, so you can do that for yourself. And if you do have a significant other, let them hug you as much as possible, because all of that helps. All of that helps you heal as well. Warmth is another good thing, so a really warm shower or a really warm bath. These are also things that are very soothing and help the body go into parasympathetic state. Yawning or sighing can also be very helpful. These are spontaneous releases of our nervous system coming back into regulation. Also, gentle shaking can be very good. That also can help stimulate the vagus nerve. And also dancing. Just dance around your living room for a couple of minutes every day. Put on your favorite song and just dance. That's really good for you as well. And lastly, don't forget the importance of having safe connection with a partner, with a close friend, or even with a pet. Having a safe bond is extremely important because it helps you feel safe, loved, wanted. And when you are with someone and you feel safe, then everything can feel a bit lighter and not as scary. Any calm or attuned person or animal can be incredibly soothing. So try and seek this out. Now, if you were a neglected child, remember trauma is stored in the body. So the more things that you can do for your body, the more things you can do to help ease yourself into parasympathetic state and stop the constant activation that you feel, the better for you in the long run, because your body will get used to it. So consistency is key with this. If you'd like to share something that helped you, please do so in the comments below. Thank you so much for listening and for watching today, everyone. And I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.